The story you know is incomplete, and today I'm going to reveal the deadly secret the Bible never told. This is not just another video about religion, it's a journey that will challenge everything you thought you knew about your spiritual origins. Stay until the end, and I promise to share revelations that will not only change your outlook on life, but also have the power to completely transform your reality in all areas. Are you ready to unravel the mystery? Then comment now, "I receive the blessings that God is giving me now." That's right, just comment on that sentence. When I see it, I'll give you a little heart because I know you'll achieve extraordinary results soon. Great, now that you've commented, let's dive into this fascinating story that has been hidden for millennia. Imagine for a moment that everything you thought you knew about the Garden of Eden was just the tip of the iceberg. The story that has been told to us for generations, of a perfect paradise where Adam and Eve lived in harmony with God, is only a fraction of the truth. The Eden we know through the biblical texts is like an incomplete puzzle, with crucial pieces hidden over the centuries. Today, we are going to delve into the depths of this mystery and reveal what has been hidden for so long. The image of the Garden of Eden as a place of absolute perfection is a carefully constructed illusion. In reality, Eden was a place of complexity and challenges, a divine testing ground for humanity. The trees, the animals, and even the very terrain of the garden were more than just elements of a paradisiacal setting. Every aspect of Eden had a specific purpose, a lesson to be learned, a test to be overcome. But why has this truth been hidden for so long? The answer lies in the very roots of our spiritual understanding. Throughout history, religious leaders and scholars have interpreted the scriptures in a way that maintains a simplified and controllable narrative. The idea of a perfect paradise lost serves as a powerful moral motivator, but also as a tool of control. By revealing the true nature of Eden, we are challenging not only our understanding of creation, but also our relationship with the divine. Have you ever wondered why God would place a forbidden tree in a supposedly perfect garden? This is just one of the many questions that arise when we begin to deconstruct the traditional narrative. Eden was not a celestial playground, but an elaborate setting for the development of human consciousness. Every element, from the smallest insect to the majestic tree of knowledge, had a crucial role in this great divine plan. The shocking reality is that the Garden of Eden was a place of duality, where good and evil coexisted in a delicate balance. This duality was not a design flaw, but an intentional feature. God, in his infinite wisdom, created an environment where free will could flourish, where choices would have real and significant consequences. Eden was, in fact, the cradle of human moral responsibility. By unraveling this truth, we are not diminishing the importance of Eden, but rather elevating its significance to a new level. The garden was not just a physical place, but a state of consciousness, a starting point for humanity's spiritual journey. Understanding this allows us to see our own lives in a new light, recognizing the gardens and forbidden trees that we face daily. So, as we embark on this journey of discovery, prepare to have your beliefs challenged and your understanding expanded. The veil of illusion is about to be lifted, revealing an Eden that is richer, more complex, and infinitely more relevant to our modern lives than we ever imagined. This revelation is not just about the past. It is a key to unlocking a future of greater spiritual understanding and connection with the divine. The tree of knowledge of good and evil, commonly known as the forbidden tree, is much more than a simple element of the Eden narrative. This enigmatic tree is at the epicenter of one of the greatest biblical mysteries, a symbol whose meaning transcends the simple idea of disobedience. Let's unravel the hidden secrets of this tree and discover how its true nature affects our understanding not only of creation, but of our very existence. The fruit of this tree, often depicted as an apple, is actually a powerful metaphor. It is not a literal fruit, but a symbol of divine knowledge, expanded consciousness, and spiritual awakening. By eating this fruit, Adam and Eve were not simply disobeying an order, but participating in a cosmic rite of passage, an initiation into the deepest mysteries of creation. But why would God forbid access to such knowledge? The answer lies in the nature of spiritual growth itself. Just as a parent protects a child from information that he or she is not yet ready to process, God was protecting humanity from knowledge that, if obtained prematurely, could be overwhelming. The prohibition was not a permanent denial, but a postponement, an invitation to grow and evolve to the point of being ready for this revelation. The symbolism of the tree goes even deeper. Its roots, trunk, and branches represent the different dimensions of reality: the physical world, the spiritual realm, and the celestial planes. The fruit, then, symbolizes the ability to navigate and understand these different dimensions. By eating the fruit, Adam and Eve not only gained knowledge, but also the responsibility to balance these different realities in their lives. Now, let's talk about the serpent. This being, often demonized, plays a crucial role in this story. Far from being a simple villain, the serpent is a symbol of wisdom in many ancient cultures. In the context of Eden, it represents the catalyst needed for human spiritual growth. Its presence and words were not an evil temptation, but a divine test, an opportunity for the exercise of free will and discernment. Have you ever wondered why, of all creatures, it was a serpent that approached Eve? This detail is not random. The serpent, with its ability to shed its skin, symbolizes transformation and rebirth. By interacting with the serpent, Eve was not simply being tempted, but being invited to evolve, to shed her skin spiritually. This encounter was the first step in humanity's journey towards spiritual maturity. Understanding the true meaning of the tree of knowledge and the serpent allows us to see our own lives in a new light. Every challenge we face, every difficult decision we make, is an opportunity to eat the fruit, to grow in wisdom and understanding. The lesson of Eden is not about avoiding knowledge, but about approaching wisdom with reverence, humility, and in due time. By embracing this truth, we can transform our spiritual journey, seeing every obstacle as a tree of knowledge, every doubt as a wise serpent, guiding us to a deeper understanding of ourselves and the divine. At the heart of the Eden narrative, hidden between the lines of Scripture, there is a secret covenant between God and humanity. This agreement, rarely discussed in traditional religious circles, is the key to understanding not only our spiritual origin, but also our destiny as a species. Let's unlock the terms of this divine contract and discover how it shapes our reality to this day. The covenant between God and Adam was not simply a list of rules to be followed. It was a cosmic agreement, a divine plan for the development of human consciousness. When God breathed life into Adam, he was not simply creating a living being, but implanting a divine spark, a part of himself in humanity. This act established an eternal connection between the Creator and his creation, a bond that transcends time and space. But this covenant had a hidden clause, an aspect that is not immediately apparent in the biblical narrative. This clause stipulated that humanity, represented by Adam and Eve, would have to go through a process of spiritual growth and evolution. Eden was not the final destination, but the starting point. The expulsion from the garden was not a punishment, but the beginning of a journey of self-discovery and realization of the divine potential within each human being. Have you ever wondered why God, being omniscient, would allow Adam and Eve to sin? The answer lies in this secret covenant. The original sin was not a mistake, but a necessary step in the divine plan. It was the catalyst that would propel humanity out of its state of childlike innocence towards spiritual maturity. Every challenge, every fall, every triumph throughout human history is part of this great plan of spiritual evolution. This covenant affects your life today in ways you may never have imagined. Every choice you make, every obstacle you overcome, every moment of personal growth is a fulfillment of this ancestral agreement. You are not simply living your life. You are actively participating in the fulfillment of a divine plan that began in the Garden of Eden. Your personal journey is a microcosm of humanity's great journey toward the realization of its divine potential. The covenant also includes the promise of a return. Not a physical return to Eden, but a return to the state of communion with the divine that Adam and Eve experienced. This return is not a distant future event, but a present possibility in every moment. Through prayer, meditation, acts of kindness, and spiritual growth, each of us can reconnect with that divine spark, thus fulfilling our part in the covenant. By understanding this secret covenant, we gain a new perspective on our existence. We are not mere creatures struggling in a fallen world, but active co-creators in an evolving universe. Every action we take, every choice we make, has the potential to bring us closer to the fulfillment of this divine covenant. By embracing this truth, we can live our lives with a renewed sense of purpose and connection with the divine, knowing that we are part of something much greater than ourselves. For centuries, Eve has been portrayed as the villain in the story of Eden, the weak one who succumbed to temptation and led humanity to its downfall. But what if I told you that this interpretation is not only incorrect, but also obscures a profound and powerful truth? Eve, far from being a figure of weakness, is actually an unsung heroine whose courageous action was fundamental to God's plan for humanity's spiritual evolution. Eve's true role in the Eden narrative is that of a catalyst. She was not simply tempted, she was the first to respond to the divine call for growth and evolution. When Eve chose to eat the fruit of the tree of knowledge, she was not simply disobeying God, but accepting the invitation to an expanded consciousness. She was the first to take the courageous step towards spiritual maturity, paving the way for all humanity. This reinterpretation of Eve invites us to reconsider the role of the feminine in spirituality. For too long, patriarchal religious traditions have suppressed feminine power, relegating women to secondary roles. But the truth is that the feminine, symbolized by Eve, represents intuition, innate wisdom, and the courage to seek knowledge even in the face of the unknown. Eve was not the cause of humanity's downfall, but the initiator of its ascension. Have you ever wondered why the serpent approached Eve and not Adam? This was no accident. Eve, in her intuitive wisdom, was more open to the hidden truths of the universe. She had the courage to question, to search beyond what was apparent. Her conversation with the serpent was not an act of disobedience, but a deep dialogue with the forces of wisdom and transformation. Eve's action has profound implications for our modern understanding of spirituality and the role of women in society. She reminds us that spiritual growth often requires us to challenge the status quo, to question established truths, and to have the courage to seek our own understanding of the divine. Eve was not punished for her action. She was transformed, evolved, and with her, all humanity. By rehabilitating Eve's image, we are not only righting a historical injustice, but also unlocking an immense spiritual power. The divine feminine, personified by Eve, is a force of creation, intuition, and transformation. Recognizing and honoring this aspect of the divine in our lives can open doors to a more balanced and holistic spirituality, where both the masculine and feminine are valued and integrated. The expulsion of Adam and Eve from the Garden of Eden is often seen as a severe punishment, the moment when humanity lost its state of grace. But what if I told you that this exile was actually a blessing in disguise? An act of divine love so profound that its true nature has been hidden for millennia? Let's unravel the mystery behind this expulsion and discover how it was, in fact, the catalyst for humanity's growth and evolution. When God expelled Adam and Eve from Eden, He was not simply punishing them. He was creating the conditions necessary for the full development of human potential. The Garden of Eden, in all its perfection, was a controlled environment, a cosmic womb. For humanity to truly grow, it needed to face challenges, make difficult choices, and learn from the consequences. This divine exile was the beginning of an epic journey of self-discovery and spiritual evolution. Outside the walls of Eden, humanity was forced to develop skills, create civilizations, and most importantly, actively seek a connection with the divine. Every challenge faced, every breakthrough achieved, every lesson learned throughout human history is a direct result of this act of divine love disguised as punishment. Have you ever wondered why God, being omniscient and omnipotent, would allow humanity to suffer? The answer lies in this deeper understanding of exile. The suffering, difficulties, and challenges we face are not punishments, but opportunities for growth. They are the tools through which we forge our strength, develop our compassion, and deepen our connection with the divine. The divine plan behind suffering is one of the most misunderstood aspects of spirituality. It is not about a cruel God who wants to see His creation suffer, but about a loving Father who knows that true growth comes through overcoming obstacles. Every difficulty we face is an opportunity to exercise our free will, to make choices that bring us closer to or further from the divine. This understanding of exile as a blessing has profound implications for our daily lives. It invites us to see each challenge not as a punishment, but as an opportunity for growth. Every expulsion we experience, whether it's the loss of a job, the end of a relationship, or a health crisis, can be seen as a new beginning, a chance to evolve and move closer to our true divine potential. So, the next time you feel exiled from your own personal Garden of Eden, remember, this may be the beginning of an incredible journey of growth and self-discovery. Just as Adam and Eve were guided out of Eden so that they could truly grow, each challenge in our lives is a divine opportunity in disguise. Embrace it with courage and faith, knowing that you are participating in a greater divine plan of evolution and love. When we think of the Garden of Eden, we often focus on Adam, Eve, and the serpent. But there are other characters in this cosmic story who deserve our attention. The cherubim with the flaming sword, placed by God to guard the entrance to Eden after the expulsion of Adam and Eve. Who were these enigmatic entities really? And what is their significance for us today? The cherubim were not simply ordinary angels, but beings of a higher celestial order, entities of unimaginable power and wisdom. Their presence at the entrance to Eden symbolizes the boundary between the physical world and the spiritual realm. The flaming sword in their hands was not just a weapon, but a symbol of the transforming power of divine fire, capable of purifying and illuminating. But why would God place such powerful guardians to protect a garden from which humanity had already been expelled? The answer lies in the multidimensional nature of Eden. The garden was not just a physical place, but a state of consciousness, a spiritual realm. The cherubim were not there to keep humans out, but to preserve the integrity of this spiritual realm until humanity was ready to return. Have you ever had a profound spiritual experience that seemed to transcend the physical world? These experiences may be glimpses of the Eden guarded by the cherubim. They are not barriers, but guardians of a portal, waiting for us to be ready to cross it with wisdom and purity of heart. The connection between the cherubim and current mystical experiences is deep and fascinating. Many people who report encounters with angels or near-death experiences describe beings of light that resemble biblical descriptions of the cherubim. This suggests that these celestial guardians continue to play a role in our spiritual journey, guiding and protecting us as we navigate between the physical and spiritual realms. Understanding the nature of the cherubim invites us to expand our perception of the divine. They remind us that there are aspects of reality that are beyond our current understanding, but that are not completely beyond our reach. Just as the cherubim guard the way to Eden, they also guard the deepest secrets of the universe, waiting for us to evolve enough to understand them. So, the next time you find yourself facing a seemingly insurmountable challenge or a profound spiritual mystery, remember the cherubim. They are not there to prevent us from moving forward, but to assure us that we are ready for the next step in our spiritual journey. Their presence is a constant reminder that there is more to reality than we can see or touch, and that our journey back to Eden, our true divine nature, is guarded and guided by forces beyond our comprehension, but always in our favor. The Garden of Eden, often considered a lost paradise, is not as far away as we think. In fact, the sacred scriptures contain carefully encoded clues that form a spiritual map, guiding us back to this state of grace. But this map does not lead to a physical location. Rather, it guides us to a state of consciousness, an inner Eden that is within the reach of all of us. The clues to this map are scattered throughout the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation. They are not literal instructions, but profound metaphors and symbols that, when understood correctly, illuminate the path back to communion with the divine. The tree of life, the river that flows from Eden, the forbidden fruit, all these elements are keys to unlocking our spiritual potential. Deciphering these clues requires more than intellectual knowledge. It requires intuition, spiritual discernment, and above all, an open heart. Every biblical story, every parable, every prophecy contains fragments of this divine map. By studying them with a renewed perspective, we can begin to see the patterns emerging, revealing the way back to our original state of union with God. Have you ever wondered why certain passages in the Bible seem to resonate deeply in your soul, even though their literal meaning is not immediately clear? It is because these passages are speaking directly to your spiritual being, offering clues to your own Eden map. Each time a scripture touches your heart in a special way, you are receiving a coordinate on your journey back to paradise. The inner Eden is not an abstract concept, but a reality that we can experience in our daily lives. It is a state of deep peace, of connection with the divine, and of harmony with all creation. Accessing this state does not require elaborate rituals or secret esoteric knowledge. It only requires that we follow the clues left in the scriptures, that we practice unconditional love, compassion, and the sincere search for truth. Transforming our reality through this spiritual map is a gradual process, but profoundly transformative. As we decipher the clues and apply their teachings in our lives, we begin to see remarkable changes. Relationships are healed, purpose and meaning emerge where there was once confusion, and a sense of peace and contentment begins to permeate our existence. So, as you study the scriptures, remember, you are not just reading ancient stories, but deciphering a map for your own spiritual transformation. Every verse, every parable, every teaching is a piece of this divine puzzle. By putting these pieces together with faith, love, and discernment, you are rebuilding the way back to Eden, not a physical garden, but a state of grace and communion with the divine that is your spiritual birthright. The story of the forbidden fruit in the Garden of Eden is more than an ancient tale. It is a living metaphor that continues to unfold in our modern world. In the 21st century, we face our own trees of knowledge, laden with tempting fruits that promise power, knowledge, and transformation. But what are these modern forbidden fruits, and how do they compare to the original fruit of Eden? In our age of unprecedented technological advances, we can draw fascinating parallels between the forbidden fruit and emerging technologies. Artificial intelligence, genetic engineering, virtual reality, all these innovations offer knowledge and power that were once unimaginable, just as the fruit of the tree of knowledge promised Adam and Eve. They tempt us with the promise of transcending our human limitations, of becoming like gods. But just as in Eden, this knowledge comes at a price. The same technology that can cure diseases can also create devastating weapons. The AI that can solve complex problems also threatens to replace human jobs. The genetic engineering that can eradicate hereditary diseases also raises profound ethical questions about the manipulation of life. We are, once again, faced with the choice of eating the fruit, of embracing this knowledge with all its consequences. Have you ever wondered if there are limits we should not cross in our quest for knowledge and progress? This is the same question Adam and Eve faced in the garden. The difference is that now, the choice is not individual, but collective. Every technological advance, every new scientific discovery, places us before this choice as a society. The ethical dilemma of scientific advancement versus divine limits is at the heart of this modern parallel. Just as God set limits in Eden, many argue that there are ethical and moral boundaries that we should not cross in our quest for knowledge and power. Others argue that it is our destiny and responsibility to explore our full potential, even if it means challenging seemingly established limits. Navigating this complex moral terrain requires wisdom, discernment, and above all, a deep connection with our spiritual values. The lesson of Eden is not necessarily to avoid knowledge, but to approach it with reverence, responsibility, and awareness of the consequences. Every technological advance, every new discovery, is an opportunity to exercise our free will in a wise and compassionate way. So, as we encounter the forbidden fruits of our age, whether it be a new technology, a revolutionary scientific discovery, or potentially dangerous knowledge, let us remember the lesson of Eden. We should not fear knowledge, but approach it with wisdom, always aware of our responsibility not only to ourselves, but to all of creation. Just like Adam and Eve, we are constantly before the tree of knowledge, and our choices will shape not only our future, but the future of all humanity. The story of the Garden of Eden is not just an account of our distant past. It is a map to our future, a guide to rewriting our personal destiny. The lessons hidden in this ancient narrative contain powerful secrets that, when applied, can radically transform our lives, bringing prosperity, happiness, and a deeper connection with the divine. The first secret of Eden is the understanding that, like Adam and Eve, each of us carries within us a divine spark. This spark is our direct connection to the Creator. The The second secret of Eden is the power of free will. Just as Adam and Eve had the freedom to choose, we too have the power to shape our destiny through our daily choices. Every decision we make, no matter how small, is an opportunity to align ourselves with the divine plan or to move away from it. Recognizing and exercising this power of choice consciously is the first step to rewriting our destiny. Have you ever wondered why some people seem naturally drawn to prosperity and happiness, while others constantly struggle? The answer may lie in the third secret of Eden, the law of spiritual attraction. Just as Adam and Eve were drawn to the tree of knowledge, we attract into our lives that which we focus our energy and attention on. By cultivating positive thoughts, gratitude, and faith, we can attract divine blessings and opportunities. Applying the secrets of the garden for prosperity and happiness is not a mystical or complicated process. It begins with the awareness of our divine nature, followed by choices aligned with that truth. Practicing gratitude daily, seeking wisdom in the scriptures, and cultivating a compassionate heart are practical steps that can transform our reality, bringing us closer to Eden in our own lives. A powerful technique for reprogramming our spiritual DNA is meditation focused on the lessons of Eden. Visualize yourself in the garden, in perfect harmony with creation and the Creator. Feel the peace, abundance, and love that permeate this sacred space. By doing this regularly, you are aligning your consciousness with the frequency of paradise, attracting these qualities into your daily life. Remember, rewriting your destiny is not about achieving perfection, but about continuous growth and alignment with the divine. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to apply the lessons of Eden, to make choices that uplift you and bring you closer to your divine potential. By embracing these ancient lessons with an open heart and a receptive mind, you are not only rewriting your destiny, you are co-creating with the divine, bringing a piece of paradise into your life here and now. The idea of a return to Eden has fascinated humanity for millennia. But what if this return was not a distant future event, but a prophecy that we are actively fulfilling at this very moment? There are surprising signs that humanity is, in fact, approaching a new Eden, not as a physical place, but as a state of elevated collective consciousness. One of the clearest signs of this approach is the growing global spiritual awakening. More than ever, people are seeking meaning beyond the material, exploring spiritual practices, and questioning established truths. This collective movement toward expanded consciousness echoes Adam and Eve's original search for divine knowledge. Another fascinating sign is the advancement of science and technology in directions that seem almost divine. The ability to manipulate DNA, create artificial intelligence, and explore the far reaches of the universe puts us in a position similar to that of the first humans in Eden, on the verge of transformative knowledge. The question is, will we use this knowledge with wisdom and compassion? Have you noticed how the barriers between people are dissolving thanks to technology and globalization? This growing interconnectedness reflects the state of unity that existed in the original Eden. We are rediscovering our fundamental unity, not only with each other, but with all of creation. The role of each individual in this collective journey back to Eden cannot be underestimated. Every act of kindness, every conscious choice, every moment of connection with the divine contributes to raising the collective consciousness. You are not just a passive observer of this global transformation, you are an active participant, a co-creator of the new Eden. It is crucial to understand that this return to Eden is not about returning to a state of ignorant innocence, but about advancing to a state of conscious wisdom. It is about integrating the knowledge we have gained throughout our evolutionary journey with the divine connection we had in the beginning. This new Eden will be a paradise created through conscious choice and unconditional love. So, as you contemplate your role in this great journey of return, ask yourself, how can I contribute to raising the collective consciousness? How can I be an agent of love, compassion, and wisdom in my environment? Every small action aligned with these ideals is a step toward the new Eden. Remember, paradise is not a distant destination. It is a reality that we are co-creating in every moment, with every choice, with every act of love. The story of the Garden of Eden is often interpreted as a lesson about good and evil, about obedience and disobedience. But what if the real lesson was much deeper and more transformative? What if Eden invited us to completely transcend the duality of good and evil, opening the doors to a higher understanding of reality and our role in it? At the heart of this deeper interpretation is the idea that the tree of knowledge of good and evil was not about morality, but about duality. By eating the fruit, Adam and Eve not only gained the ability to discern between good and evil, but entered into a state of divided consciousness, separated from the original unity with the divine. The true lesson of Eden, therefore, is not about avoiding evil and choosing good, but about transcending this duality altogether. It is an invitation to return to a state of unified consciousness, where there is no separation between us and the divine, between us and creation. This state of unity is the true paradise that we are destined to rediscover. Have you ever wondered why, despite our best efforts to be good, we still face internal and external conflicts? It is because operating within the good/evil duality inevitably creates division and conflict. True enlightenment comes when we transcend this duality and embrace a more holistic perspective of reality. Understanding this deeper lesson of Eden has the power to revolutionize our relationships and our spirituality. When we stop judging experiences, people, or actions as good or bad, we open up space for a more compassionate understanding and a deeper acceptance. This does not mean that we become passive or amoral, but that we operate from a place of wisdom and unconditional love. In practice, transcending the good/evil duality means cultivating an awareness of non-judgment. It is about observing our thoughts, emotions, and the world around us without immediately labeling them as good or bad. It is about recognizing that every experience, no matter how challenging, contains a valuable lesson and an opportunity for growth. By embracing this deeper lesson of Eden, we are not only transforming our own life experience, but contributing to the evolution of collective consciousness. Every time we choose to respond with love and understanding instead of judgment, every time we see beyond appearances to recognize the underlying unity of all creation, we are recreating Eden not as a physical garden, but as a state of grace and harmony that permeates all existence. Now that we have unlocked the hidden secrets of the Garden of Eden, it is time to transform this knowledge into action. This is not just the end of a journey of discovery, but the beginning of a new phase in your spiritual life. Eden is not a paradise lost in the past, but a state of being that you can create here and now. The first practical step to applying this knowledge in your life is the daily practice of awareness. Begin each day by remembering your true divine nature. Visualize yourself as Adam or Eve in the garden, in perfect harmony with creation. Carry this sense of connection and divine purpose throughout your day. Next, practice conscious discernment in your daily choices. Every decision, no matter how small, is an opportunity to align yourself with your divine nature. Before you act, pause and ask yourself, does this choice bring me closer to my inner Eden? Remember, you are co-creating your reality in every moment. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to live each day as if you were in the Garden of Eden? Begin to treat each person you encounter as a manifestation of the divine. See the beauty and perfection in every aspect of creation around you. This shift in perspective can radically transform your daily interactions and experiences. A powerful step is to start an Eden journal. Every day, record moments when you felt a deep connection with the divine, instances of synchronicity, or acts of love and compassion that you witnessed or practiced. This exercise will help train your mind to recognize the Eden that already exists in your life. Remember, with great knowledge comes great responsibility. The revelations you have received about Eden are not just for your personal benefit, but to be shared and lived in a way that raises the collective consciousness. Consider how you can use your unique talents and resources to create more Eden in your environment, whether through acts of kindness, sharing wisdom, or simply being a living example of unconditional love. Finally, commit to being a guardian of Eden in your own life. Just as the cherubim guarded the entrance to the garden, you now have the responsibility to protect and nurture the state of grace and heightened awareness that you have discovered. Practice spiritual vigilance, staying alert to thoughts and actions that may lead you away from your inner Eden. Remember, every moment is a new opportunity to choose paradise. My dear brothers and sisters in Christ, we have come to the end of this fascinating journey through the secrets of the Garden of Eden. But remember, this is not an end, but a new beginning. You now possess the keys to rewrite your personal story, to create your own Eden here and now. Now, allow me to share some divine advice, and I will repeat it so that it may be etched upon your hearts. Beloved children, always remember that the kingdom of heaven is within you. Seek it not outside, but in the silence of your hearts, where I have always been and always will be. I repeat, the kingdom of heaven is within you. Seek it in the silence of your hearts. On my YouTube channel, I focus on 3 essential things: educating, inspiring, and uplifting others to draw closer to Jesus, our Lord and Savior. Use my channel as a resource on your spiritual journey. And you, who have watched this far, please comment like this: I stayed until the end. Just comment that. When I see that comment, I'll give you a little heart, because I know I've added value to your life. And I will be even more motivated to always bring content of the highest quality. Now, a powerful video that is a sequel to this one is appearing on your screen. It is full of riches, secrets about God, biblical riches, and much more that will accelerate your results in all areas. Click on that video. Do it now. May God bless you abundantly on your journey back to Eden.